Alright, welcome back. I've been sick and I've been like training for my military thing since I'm part of the Marines. But sorry for posting a late video. I was promised that I'll post it at 50, and 50 happens. Thank you for 50 subscribers and stuff like that. I'll continue to do my utmost to post some good shit. Today we're gonna talk about bleach. We're gonna talk about the Garganta and everything else, the world in bleach, and we can analyze to see how big exactly the world in bleach actually is. To start, we have to start with the soul society. A lot of people think the soul society is like universal level or things like that, but here is the point: is that soul society is not actually a space-time based construct. It must be a social based construct. Here say the soul society decided Ichigo and the others help, right? So society is basically the society, the people, right? They're saying like they decide Ichigo's help, right? So in fact, so society is not that much of a space-time, because space-time cannot decide anything, right? It's the people that decide that Ichigo's help to help save them. So society is not a space-time type of things. It's not a place. It's basically the people, right? So the people will be society in that case. And if we go to the Serati, which is where the people live at, which has multiple cities in it, is most likely be like where the people live at. So if I'm from the I'm Caribbean, so I'm from the Caribbean. It's basically a region where the people live. It's not, and the society itself, when they mention it as world, which is can also mean people. And if you go deep into it, the Serati, where they live, that has a center. So wherever they live has as a center. So the center will be referring to the region they's at, right? Where the people is most likely be, all right? So it has a center. So the region in itself is quantifiable, right? Because anything that has a center is has a quantifiable means. So not only that the soul society is not infinite, but it's also quantifiable, and it's also not a planet. Because if it was a planet, it would have the cielo cross, right? So this is what a planet center actually look like, right? It cannot be also a universe, right? Because a universe has no center because of its humongous forms, right? And again, it cannot also be a planet because this is what a planet look like, and this is not what society look like, right? And it's not a planet center. It's basically most likely a city center or something like that, because it has to have like a quantifiable shape in the first place to call it the center, right? Now, into other point, as you can see here, right? It's literally just a city, just a normal city that has multiple city blocks in it, that has multiple names. Now, to go into the desert, now into Hueco. A large portion of Hueco is covered by a desert, a silent world of death, and changing night cover the sky, and endless white desert cover the ground, right? So something that is only has a sky, right? It has a sky, it has a tree-like object, and have a mineral. So basically they're describing a region, a planetary-like object, right? It's basically not 4D. They're not describing space and time. They're just describing something that is a 3D object. So we can basically cover it here. This is a planet, right? So a large portion is covered by a desert. So it not only has a sky, but it has a night, right? So basically it's a planet that's have exchange natural night and stuff like that. So basically it's a planet. You couldn't say it's infinite too, because there is multiple statement that's just going against it, because a large portion is something that is limited. It's covers like a large space. And even if you go and say like endless has two definition, which also means seemingly having no ends or literally having no ends. So you have to somehow prove your definition is above mine, and your definition will or go against what is also described here, because and he also put the same thing and said that's because he was stretched. So just making saying like the desert, what's covered here is just stretching along the way in that particular region, in that particular planet. It's just that doesn't mean it's universal or it's infinite or it's even a solar system, something like that. No, it's just describing a planet, right? Now into the Hogyoku. The Kyogoku stretch endlessly covered in rocks and sand at the center. So there is the center again, right? There's also contradicted being like infinite. So we're gonna use like seemingly having no ends for the definition as something that has a center is obviously quantifiable, and if it has a center, that's also defeat the purpose of it being infinite. So we're gonna use the second definition of endless, which is seemingly having no end, something that is really stretched, which was also made by the author earlier. To his point. So he liked using this word to just mean stretch, and he always done this before. So we can just move on to that part and move on to a new point. There's a lot of people that can. I also take time to clear up certain misconceptions, so I'm gonna put that as a bonus to the video. I mean, I'm gonna more into depth later into bleach analyzation into part 2 once I hit about 100 subscribers, because I have other video in case for this one. So for here, you can clearly see he was able to see Ichigo even touch him, and here he usually uses just a normal materialism object to touch his soul. So here again, the kids literally could not see the soul, but still was able to touch it, and he didn't attack the soul directly. So what people think is that the Shinigamis attack you directly to your soul, but when he doesn't, they cannot just ignore the physical body like that, because they themselves are physical. They exist in a physical manner. You just cannot see them, right? So this is how it is actually in bleach. And as you can see, an entire spiritual object can be stuck in a wall, which is a physical object. So physical objects do interact with other with shinigamis and things like that. You can interact with them just by being physical. It just doesn't mean you're gonna pass through them, or your attack would not make anything. It just bleach fans going way over the board with it. So I just wanted to debunk those type of things. Oh, I also forgot to mention, and this paragraph exactly, it's a mistranslation. They just mean sekai, but even if they were like saying like it's universe, and this is what they're using. Universe has multiple definition, and the universe also can mean people. So unless that person will have to prove that in that universe statement here, the definition appropriate would be a certain space of time. They were talking about space and time and stars and things like that. Then it will not be a cosmology type thing, but more likely this a society constructs, as I has already indicated. Because if at multiple time, it stated here what Iwash wanted to do was to eliminate the boundaries of the world. So what he meant was eliminate whatever separates the society from the other society. Since here it clearly stated to rule over the world, to rule you rule over subordinates, because to be a ruler there has to be a subordinate. So the words in question will mean society. So basically, he wanted to eliminate the boundaries between both societies, and he is stating that the boundaries being destroyed means that the other people from certain society will be able to meet other people with no boundaries set to stop them from doing so, such as a gate or anything like that. So, and here, when they say like the time with collapse, people will say like collapse will mean structure. It doesn't literally mean that. The people will collapse because certain things will happen, will they not be in control of. And there's multiple time a normal person has just fainted just because he saw a holo trying to attack him. Also, that will put them into a bad state of mind. Anything will collapse, to be real. The social structure that they had between them will collapse. That's what they meant by that. Not into a set of stars or space or anything like that. It just means a society, certain region, certain people from certain region will be able to meet each other with no boundaries set. So this will be the conclusion for universal bleach, which is nothing but a way out of proportions wank made by fans. Bleach has literally no feats that put them even close to planetary. At max, you can rank Bleach to be continental, but I think they do have a country level feats, I believe, but that would be hit, to be real, because like at best they're just gonna be like planetary, multi-planetary with ranks, even if you're gonna say that, but you can never say those world means a universe, as they are not. They're just social content. Thanks for watching, and I'm coming with some fire hate later. See you next time. Thank you.